Hey, welcome everybody. A little market update from one of my favorites, GiGi Urbanski. And she has some new news that's in the last 48 hours for you, Gigi. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we weren't going to tell what was going on. We were just going to kind of let it happen. But I guess there comes a time in women's pregnancies they can no longer hide it. I am not pregnant, for those of you wondering. We took some time to open our minds to some new opportunities and moving our licensing to a new brokerage called Real. Lots of tech savvy tools that are just at our fingertips, ease of use, some more money in pockets for both ourselves and our agents. And so we've fought the urge to do it for months. And finally, this last couple of days, we made the final decision to make the move. So we are now with Real Broker.
Excellent, excellent. And I have been watching a bunch of stuff on Instagram from a lot of top agents from around the country that
Yeah.
do a lot of social media. And
Mhm.
hopefully we can do some intros to them because I'd love to even get them remotely
Mm.
on that are moving and shaking with Real, as Real is one of a couple of companies that are growing right now. Obviously,
Mhm.
they're attracting over top talent like yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is we were watching just like you are, the world is moving to videos. The world is moving to Instagram Reels, TikTok, all the things. We
Hmm.
can be closed-minded and we can fight against it, or we can take advantage of those resources that are available. And after watching several influencers move their offline business and their online influential business, we looked at the platform and just it was a no-brainer. It checked off all the boxes. And for people who are not tech savvy, it actually does the work for you, which is one of the things we really liked. And it's all on an app that can be on your computer or on your phone. So if you're in and out of your office, like most realtors are, why not have everything in one app?
Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, we talked about it when you were on the podcast here a couple of weeks ago. The importance of finding whether it's human help or technology, whatever it may be, to move some of those things, save you the time, so you can be doing more of the money making. Activities and being in front of your potential clients more often and
Right.
having those conversations, not be rushed and spending time to build those relationships.
Yeah, and that's the thing, we brought on a virtual assistant, we have a technology assistant for us, we have a transaction manager, and what you just said, it's to leverage the workload so we can be more effective at what we're great at, and that's building relationships as a realtor. And so when I brought this to the attention of our assistants, they were just like hands down, like, you have to go to Real. It just makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good to be in a group there. It sounds like you guys are all like-minded there. We're going to transition. You've got an open house this weekend,
We
and you
do.
have a new listing. Both are in very desirable areas of Northeast Florida.
Yeah, they're actually in opposite ends of town, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're following the market metrics, you know that St. Johns County remains one of the top counties to relocate to. It's got the top school rating, but we're also seeing Clay County run neck and neck. They're actually running parallel when you look at analytics. There's a lot of growth in Clay County. There's also a lot of new builds going into Clay County. And so we're pretty excited to be able to market two different property types on opposite ends of the spectrum of the county.
Cool. I do believe I have the correct picture up there of the one in Green Cove. Is that the proper photo? If you remember correctly,
That's
because
right.
I don't have them labeled. I just tried to put them in order there.
Listen, now you know how it feels to be a listing agent.
Nice yard. The pictures don't really do it justice, but you actually have a decent yard there. And Green Cove, to me, and this could be an investment opportunity because when they complete that bridge across, they replace the current Shands Bridge with the
Mhm.
expressway, and that loop will take it all the way around so you can bypass Jacksonville. The home values out there, which I'm sure are already going up, but that bridge is, I think, not slated to be completed till 2030. But you're looking
Mhm.
at some great appreciation in a home like this.
100%, and I love that you mentioned about the yard. I mean, this is an HOA community, but it's not an entirely like strapped strict, but it does have a
Hmm.
community pool. It's got lots of fun feel to it. It actually has trees in the community, which is great.
Hmm.
And if you're from Jacksonville, then you know that it's like minutes from Ronnie Van Zant Park. I mean, how cool is that to say that you have Leonard Skinner's Park right by you? So how cool is that, right? Fun fact. The other thing about this property that makes it unique is a lot of us don't think about it is we live in a state where the power goes out a lot when we have storms. And
Hmm.
this has a generating system for the entire house that
Oh,
will
nice.
automatically turn on, and there's also paid in full. So we're not worrying about having extra aftermarket loans. They have solar covering on this house as well. So that's going to increase your energy efficiency. The seller was telling me one of her electric bills was for utilities was as low as $50 a month at
Wow.
one point.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so with the cost of everything else going up, why not save where we can save in the energy efficiency in our home? And then it's got a brand new roof. So we know that this home is going to check a lot of boxes of what you and I just talked about.
Hmm.
But also, we all know the doom and gloom of homeowners insurance right now and the impacts that's having in our market. Having a newer roof is also going to be a benefit to help lower the cost on the homeowners insurance.
Right away. That's a huge seller right there. Take it right off, because I imagine there are some buyers out there probably have left deals because the roof wasn't fairly new. They called, got an insurance quote, and they're like, not going to take that unless you replace the roof, and they're not going to replace the roof.
Mhm.
We've already got a new roof. Generac got some solar here to knock down the heat. This is really a good. I didn't even look. What was the price point on this?
So right now it's currently at 339. And, here's the cool thing. Outside of all of those, efficiency adulting type things you want in your home, and a lot of first time home buyers don't really know what that means, right? But
Hmm.
to know that you can have some savings in your energy efficiency and on your homeowner's insurance, they also have a built-in irrigation system, both front and backyard. So you're not going to have to worry about the cost to invest in a sprinkler system and replacing the sod. It's a 2005 build, so it's still in a newer build phase.
Hmm.
And the other great thing is this couple that purchased this home, this wasn't their first home. So they knew exactly what needed to be invested in a property to make it valuable and livable for them. They also maxed out the attic. So you have the stairs that pull down, but you also have plywood flooring and shelving in your attic.
Great
So,
storage. Yeah.
yeah, right. We
Hmm.
all know how that goes.
Yep. Got
You
to
end
put
up
the
with
Christmas tree
52
somewhere.
boxes for Christmas. Right. And then the triple pane windows on the home, those also come with a lifetime warranty, and those were installed in 2022. And the value of triple pane windows is again increasing the efficiency of your home to run.
I wanted to ask you about this backyard. I don't know if the picture totally does it justice. It looks like there's a retention pond back where those trees are, but you've got some distance between you and your neighbor in the back, and it looks
Yeah.
big enough if you wanted to put a pool in eventually.
You would have to, I would obviously get it zoned for that and do your measurements. But
Hmm.
what's popular right now are some of those Jimmy Buffett style pools that they have at Margaritaville. So a lot
Yeah.
of people are opting to get the smaller pools in because let's face it, when we all go to pool parties, is everybody in the deep end, or are we all in the shallow end kind of bobbing
Right.
around having drinks?
Right. Right.
So
Well, I think
definitely
from the
good pickup,
efficiency standpoint of heating it too, as well, and so you can use it year round.
100%.
You can get too large. If you just want a dipping pool where you go in, I mean, if you're a full fledged swimmer, you probably want to go up to the community pool where that's at least probably 25 meters for you. But just to go take a dip and
Right.
cool off and year round, I those are more efficient anyway.
Yeah, and this house is actually positioned not far from the community pool, so it's not like you have to drive,
Oh.
2, 3 miles to get to it. So you're really quick access to it. We do have, I wanted to mention, we do have Ryan Profit and the Profit team with Future Homes as our
Hmm.
preferred lender, and they've even provided, some estimated breakdown of, roughly what are you looking at in a monthly payment, and when like pulled the numbers with him, VA, FHA, conventional, and again, this is all subject to credit and individuality, but on an
Right.
average, 30-year fixed, you're looking at a mortgage of, 2 grand to 2,900, depending on what type of options you choose. And, obviously we're open to talk about some rate buy downs and,
Hmm.
and potential incentives to compete with the builders.
It looks like this one's turnkey, and it's open house tomorrow from 12 to 2. Correct.
Yes, Caitlin
Okay.
will be on site. And the good thing about that agent is she actually works with investors, and she owns a company called Serenity Designs where she goes in and she actually physically does the flipping and design work of homes. This is not an investor build. But the great thing about having her on site to host the open house as an agent for us tomorrow is she's going to be able to answer those questions about some of the upgrades we did and the impacts it'll have to the value of the home.
Having that skill, I mean, to help your clients come in, and sometimes people get thrown off just by the color of the walls, you know, and to
Yeah,
have
we get caught
someone
up in the
there that can
aesthetic.
kind of help visualize, hey, what are your concerns, or even their furniture. I mean, people get in, they, how many times people look at a bedroom and it's the primary bedroom. We don't use master bedroom anymore, I'm told.
Right?
Primary
Queen
bedroom.
suite.
And you got to, and they don't know, can a king size bed fit in here, to have
Right.
someone on there that can kind of give you an ideas. And she probably has some ideas, if you did want to make some changes, you want, hey, maybe I don't like the
Yeah.
flooring. The house is great, but I want to, because I did see it looks like this one's got a tile floor. Maybe they like
Hmm.
carpet in some areas, and she could give you an
Yeah.
idea of what that would look like from
It,
a
it's
cost standpoint and so forth.
It's funny you mentioned that, Tracy. So one of the things that we do for every home we list for our sellers is we put together a property marketing booklet that stays on hand at the home. So when people come through an open house or they come in with their agent, listen, we get it. Buyers agents, you're so busy. You've got 6, 7, 8 showings. You can't possibly remember everything about every house.
Hmm.
So we take the guesswork out. So the things you're talking about, what are the measurements estimated for that room? We have floor plans on every listing. It's in the property booklet. It's on the MLS for those buyers and their agents to have ease of showing, because the last thing you want to do is go look at a home and realize it doesn't check off any of your boxes. So
Right.
we put that both online and then offline. We have the property booklet set up available with all those details, features, upgrades, measurements, a floor plan, and also a local guide, because a lot of people are coming from other states and they don't know that Ronnie Van Zant's right around the corner. They don't know that maybe most of the schools are A rated. They don't know that the pharmacy is within 2 miles of them. So we take the guesswork out, and those will be on site at every listing that the Jack's Home Squad presents.
Yep. And Green Cove Springs is a hidden gem of Florida. For those who don't know, so if you are looking to buy in Northeast Florida, this is a home for. This is a Green Cove Springs is a place you need to look at for affordability and obviously, like you said, top-rated schools. Let's jump over to your St. John's listing. I'm going to put that front house view up here for everyone.
Mhm.
Whoop. I'm going to try to get you and that on there. There we
That's
go.
okay. They can look
There
at
we
the
go.
house.
My
That's the most
technology there.
important.
And actually, I thought I with this one, I guess I didn't save that. This front yard is beautiful too. There's a nice big tree right there, but this
Yeah,
this is a nice big, for a PUD, planned urban development neighborhood with these size homes. This has got it
yeah.
has a yard. You can walk the dog or
Mhm.
whatever. You don't feel so crunched up, and it's nicely set back from the road. It looks like the driveway, could fit 4 cars in it, position wise. That's another concern, I think, in a lot of these neighborhoods
Yeah,
around. Is if you got teenagers that are driving, can you fit all the cars in a driveway? So
yeah.
with this size home, without going to the $1 million home with 3-car garages just to get a big enough driveway, these are reasonably priced homes, considering, and the driveway's not only for
Right.
2 cars. So
And
that's
Tracy,
definitely
that's a
something to look
good
at.
point. What happens when we have a 2-car garage? Do most people put both cars in the garage, or is it
Rare.
a storage slash one car? So it's always funny to me when people say to me, "Well, it has to have a 3-car garage." For what? Are we just going to shove more things in there and then we're going to have cars piled up in the driveway? One
Yep.
thing I can tell you about this property, and I'll hand it back to you, is that I'm kind of biased to this one. It's actually around the corner from my house. So not only do you get to live in Julington Creek,
And
you get to be
Gigi's
my
your neighbor.
neighbor. Gigi, your homegirl, is your neighbor, and we challenged the HOA board on all the things. We are one of the first few that were able to change our house color over to that farmhouse white, paint the garage door that brushed grain, and I can tell you that you can fit 4 cars comfortably in the driveway, because we have 4 grown kids, and when they were coming up, we used to call it musical cars, and
Hmm.
so you can fit 4 cars in the driveway.
Um, just I had. I'm going to put the backyard picture up there. And again, I didn't get all the pictures, so you can go online. The address to this one is 4404 North Pennycress Place
That's right.
in St. John's.
Yep.
Obviously, if you guys are watching this, I did put that in the notes, so it's underneath the screen there,
Mhm.
the addresses and so forth. Like the pergola thing here, knock gives you some good shade. Again,
Mhm.
a very nice backyard here. You can look at the other photos. I mean, again, you could put another pool in here, or maybe a hot tub, or maybe just like the barbecue out back. This looks beautiful. I love
Yeah.
the whole shaded structure there.
When I was talking to the couple that owns it, they're changing, their chapter in life is changing. So
Hmm.
they are seeking to downsize. They don't need all this space anymore. They've raised their babies. And when we were out there, I was asking the owner, you know, tell me about this backyard space. And she said, gosh, I just adore it. Having all my lavender and my herbs out here and sitting out in the morning having my coffee, and then in the afternoons we could have afternoon cocktails, or like you said, the barbecue. I agree with you. I think also having a possibility for a hot tub or maybe one of those smaller pools is also
Hmm.
option. And in Julington Creek, there's actually two community rec centers built out with pools. So if you're looking for a community where you have the capability to put a pool in, but you also have the opportunity to access amenities, because let's face it, when you move into a new neighborhood, you want to make new friends. And
Hmm.
so the amenity center is a great place to do that. It's got a nice little bar area. It's got an eat in little kitchen area, outdoor pool. They've got a competition pool, tennis courts, tennis team. We've raised our children here. So
Yeah.
we've been here 20 years, and we are actually admins of the Facebook group for the Pines. And part of our job is we're the ambassadors of the neighborhood to help people come in and feel welcome. Like, you can sit at our table. And so I'm really biased to this one because it is in our neighborhood. I'm also biased to it because this couple did the work. Tile flooring, laminate flooring. They made sure they took care of those big functioning system items like your roof, your HVAC system, ensuring that they're handing over the keys to a property that has been meticulous maintained and is perfectly set with a beautiful backscape.
Yeah. And I will put on, because I've been to the I think I've been to both community centers. I don't live in Julington Creek, but I'm not too far away.
Hmm.
And maybe if you're an empty nester and you want to be near the grandkids, this is a great home. If you have a small family and you want them to be active, be on the community swim team, Julington Creek has those
Hmm.
activities right in the community for the kids to
Yep.
get great exercise, learn how to swim, play tennis, all those things.
And I have to put a plug in there if it's okay. I mean, if it's
Well,
not, me,
it's
Tracy, I
your
don't ask
show. I'm
permission.
just facilitating.
Couple plugs. Our kids grew up through this school system. So from Durbin Creek Elementary, actually from pre-K at the Goddard School, to Durbin Creek Elementary, to Fruit Cove Middle, and to Creekside High School, every single one of them thriving in their careers, doing well as young adults. And I can tell you that the culture within this network is amazing. These are A+ schools, and it feels like you're getting private schooling for your children without paying a private school price tag.
Hmm.
The second thing I want to point out is there's so many up and coming small local businesses that just feel like home. One of our favorites is Vito's Italian restaurant. It is to die for. It's in the Barton Shopping Center. You got to go to Vito's. You got to meet Julio. You got to have the cheese wheel pasta that he makes. Everyone there is just amazing, so welcoming. And as a newcomer, I tell everyone, try some of those local restaurants. Go sit in that bar area. That's where you're going to meet those people, especially if you're an empty nester.
Hmm.
It's different to make friends when you don't have kids as your, hey, and this is Johnny, and this is Johnny's parents. It's harder to make friends when you get older. And having a community like this with so much things to do within minutes is perfect.
We'll get both of us up there. Um, and the great thing I like at Julian Creek, and the tag on what you were just talking about, is you're just a short drive from Julington Creek to cross over into Mandarin, which has a whole
Mhm.
nother
Yeah.
small, interesting bars and restaurants and that kind of thing going on. If you're a boater, Freedom Boat Club is right there at Julington Creek, or you can put
Yep.
in your own boat if you want.
We have a
And
kayak
you're
lunch too.
and yeah, you've got your. There are so many things, and now that the movie theater is, probably if it's is it 10 minutes from here, the new
Yeah.
Durban movie theater and the restaurants around that. That's all new. Imagine
And
when
I
you
got to put a
first moved
plug in
in.
here because it's going to sound goofy, Tracy. Sorry, but I have to tell you this.
Mhm.
I don't know how people feel about Walmart, but I'm just going to tell you the Durban Pavilion Walmart is some next level. I get so many compliments on some of the clothing that I wear. And it's so funny to watch people's face when I'm like, oh, Durban Pavilion Walmart. And they're just to watch their face.
Right.
So I will tell you that I have noticed that depending on where the Walmart is located, there is a different vibe that's attached with the clothing. So just a little
Huh.
plug there for that.
Yeah.
And then there's Old Navy, Ulta Beauty, and you said it, the movie
Uh,
theater. Like you can't find nothing to do. If you do, you're just boring. Like
There's
there's so
plenty
much
of
to do.
activities, whether it's within the community, swimming center. You want to go to the movies that night. There's plenty of restaurants all up and down Racetrack Road. And then, like you
Mhm.
said, you skip over to Mandarin. And now that Durban's in, they added more restaurants. Plenty of grocery stores nearby.
I
Yet
guess we're
you don't.
foodies, right?
But being the planned community of Julington Creek, you don't feel like you're driving behind the Publix. Sometimes some of these neighborhoods they position them, and you kind of like your entranceway is Publix, and you go
I
like
know.
past. Julian Creek's laid out so nicely in the way it's done. Yet you're so close to these necessities that we that
And
we
we have
need, close to the
trees.
grocery store, movie theater, things like
We have
that.
trees. I keep saying that. I'm so over these communities where there are no trees.
Yeah.
So Julington Creek protected that, and there's trees there. We have a library within minutes. I mean, we're coming into summer.
Yep.
People are, kids are having to get those summer reads in. So we've got that around us. And then also, I don't know if you realize it, Tracy, but we're 15, 20 minutes from downtown St. Augustine. So you could be a tourist on a Saturday and
Yep.
on the way home, pick up your groceries from Publix or Walmart or where you choose to shop
Hmm.
and be home on your back patio enjoying your cocktails all in one day.
Yeah. Yep. This is a great location, great home, great layout. So this just went live, I guess, today or
Today.
yesterday.
Today. It
Today.
went on today, and we've already had 3 showing requests. We are priced aggressively for the market.
Hmm.
The seller is motivated to move, obviously not giving away her home,
Hmm.
but she feels like it's served her purpose, and she doesn't want to get involved in a bunch of crazy multiple offers and bidding wars, but she wanted to price it fair and right so that we could move the property rather than sitting around going hem haw, let's nickel it down as we go. She priced it right on the money and in alignment with the market.
I wouldn't shock me if you guys are settling on. You have a couple off, at least two or three, four offers, and you settle on Monday which one you're going to take on this one.
Yeah,
Yep.
same. I feel the same way. And
Hmm.
there's several available in this community. So in Julington Creek, we have a lot of inventory that we're working with. And what I'm finding is a lot of the buyers that are attracted to this area, they're looking at the new builds, they're looking at Silverleaf, they're looking at Nocatee, and those are all great communities.
Hmm.
Uh, but in comparison, what you're getting in value in Julington Creek is not going to cost you the same economic investment on the front end as it would in some of those newer communities.
Yep. I agree, 100%. Gigi, appreciate you coming on. Hopefully,
You
people
too.
got some informed, and have a great open house in Green Cove. And like I said, this one doesn't even need an open house. You already got showings scheduled, and probably we'll have more through the day and into Saturday morning. And I'd be shocked if you didn't have multiple offers by Monday. So,
Well, I appreciate you putting that out in the universe. And the reason that
mhm,
we don't have an open house on this one is it just went on the market so quickly, and
mhm.
we're banking on the private showings and not having so much traffic in and out of this smaller cul-de-sac street.
Well, that's a good point too. If you're not thinking about a cul-de-sac, cul-de-sacs are bonuses because you just don't have that traffic going by. And if you got kids who might be out there playing in the street with their bikes or whatever, cul-de-sacs way to go.
Perfect. Well, thank you
Yep.
so much again, for all that you do for the real estate community, not just, featuring open houses. It doesn't always just benefit us as realtors. We appreciate it, but it also benefits these sellers who are active community homeowners. And I
Yep.
know that they value the opportunity to have their home showcased on a platform like this. So thank you for that. And then also just bringing such value that you bring when you bring on such amazing talent. I've just
Like
loved the
yourself.
podcast.
A hundred
No,
percent.
there's
I
others. I
appreciate that.
love them all, but
I appreciate
people
that,
don't
Gigi.
realize how much you do. And Tracy, on behalf of the community, thank you for putting together a platform like this because it truly is amazing.
Thank you.